I have another guest. I have a guest. I hope you guys are familiar with him by now because I'm kind of tired of introducing him by now because he's been in like 10 videos and this is like the 11th one. I don't know, but I decided to have Andre back on because my boy here has released his latest release called Zero.
Zero. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like for those of you that don't know, and if you're interested in what Andre makes at the end of this interview, please check it out because honestly, it's a very very fun piece to listen to. Like you don't have to be too in tune with like music too. You can enjoy this from a casual perspective. But like I mean, like yeah, it's a great piece. I listened to it 2 to 3 times, 4 times. I'll probably go back to listen to it again. So let's actually talk about this conception of zero. So I know you are a music producer, a music player, and you love making music, right? So I want to kind of dive deep into your brain and kind of the whole conception of how this single, I guess, I had to stop myself from saying album because I was about to say album. I want to talk to you about kind of how this conception of this single came to be. You know, for those of our audience that don't know, let's talk about kind of like what came to your mind in Zero and why the name Zero. Let's actually start with that.
So actually, there's a lot of reasons and a lot of. In the end, zero, like zero.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time and I really feel like I'm doing something that is really like, okay, this is my sound. This is what I want to do. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like I get into a speaking from a sounding perspective, like a musical and like how it sounds like musically. I got to a kind of an insight maybe that like I was trying to fit into very small boxes and just
Mm-hmm.
trying to do this and trying to do that. But in the end, there was like a mix of every one of those things, and I was like, okay, how can I identify what is this mix, what is myself in all of this that I'm doing? Because if you listen to introspection, it is like lo-fi. If you listen to solar, it is post-rock. Like
True.
this thing is completely different, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, where do I find like a middle ground in all of this?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, let me go back to zero.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go back to zero. Let me just do something like from start over and just do like the first thing that I feel like is really me,
Yeah.
but is like it's not really there
Mm-hmm.
because I don't feel really ready to like be this
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Yeah.
So I have in the end all this conversation and all these words just to
Mm-hmm.
say that I have a big plan to like rule the world and
Mm-hmm.
okay and the thing is I want to release an album, right? And
Absolutely.
this album will be like the one album because it will be like my first real album, my first
Oh,
real
okay.
work.
Mm.
So before the one album, I want to do like zero. So let's
Mm-hmm.
start from the start and just do
That's
whatever it
incredible.
is.
Wow, actually, you know what? That actually makes a lot of sense because, like, you know, with anything in life, kind of every like before you have a meaningful goal or you're trying to aspire for one big thing in your life, it always starts with making that first step. And zero, it kind of makes sense,
Yeah,
kind of why you named it zero because you're starting from a point where you don't have a lot going. I guess you're kind of establishing yourself. I think is the better way to
yeah.
describe it. And
I'm on zero.
yeah,
Like I'm nobody.
no, that's great.
So
That actually, oh wow, you know what? That's actually like
so
it just hit
that's
me
that's
there.
the thing, you know.
It just hit me there. I was like, wow, okay, it has a lot of meaning then. Okay, great. That's really amazing. So like, you know, for those of you out there that don't know Andre, with his mentioned works, what we just said right there, this is kind of like his real first, I guess, like learning what he's learned throughout the years kind of accumulated into this release. And for those of
Yes,
you that
definitely.
don't know, I have been following and have been listening to your previous works up to now. And what I can say from your accomplishments, you totally took a lot of inspiration from everything you learned prior
Yeah,
up to this
yeah,
current release. So I honestly understand what you mean by zero now. That's a really great concept. I really like it, man. So if we're to talk a little bit more about, now you have zero and the concept of zero, right? So let's talk about kind of how the songs came to be. Like, is there,
yeah,
you know, there's about like 8, 9, 10 songs in your single, right? Like, how much
yeah.
do you
And
have?
the EP, they're like, okay, I need to fix something that is broken, because I'm a little bit like nuts, and sometimes I do shit that doesn't make any sense. So I'm releasing two things called Zero. There's
Oh,
an EP called Zero, and there's a single called Zero.
oh no. Yes, this is where we double promo, right?
Yeah. So the thing is, both of those things are the same thing,
All right. You
but they are
gotta.
also different things.
All right.
So
I'm
yeah,
gonna let you elaborate a little bit on
on
that.
the EP I released it earlier a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the concept, the idea is that I got a lot of unfinished work I had here.
Okay.
To be honest, like beats and bits of music, and some pieces here and there, and some stuff that I had here, but I never really finished it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna use this all, and
Yeah.
I just finished them, like,
Like
and
quotations. Like
yeah,
quotation
and
finished.
I did some polishing here and
Yeah.
there. I did
Mm-hmm.
some destroying here and there as well. I
Mm-hmm.
destroyed a lot of things doing that EP, and yeah, released an EP
Yeah.
because it was the zero. Like it was the zero before the zero. There is the single.
That's.
The single is one song called Zero. It
Oh.
is on Spotify. It is on Deezer. It is everywhere, and you can like zero. The artwork is it's
Wow.
an AI artwork. Like
That's
I'm crazy
amazing. Yo,
with
AI,
this AI
yeah,
stuff.
AI is nuts. AI is nuts. I've been watching a lot of videos too, like on AI. It's crazy how much technology has
It's
evolved.
crazy, busy, and I was like, okay, fuck this. I'm gonna make an AI artwork and do
You know,
it.
since we're
Next releases, I want you all. I
yeah.
know. Just a moment. Isso aqui é para vocês. Eu sei quem vocês. Vocês sabem quem vocês são. Vocês vão fazer minhas artes de capa. Vocês estão me devendo várias artes de capa que vocês prometeram. Vou
Hmm.
cobrar. Just for some friends. Yeah, they'll get it.
Great. I'm glad that you actually added that in. Thank you. I'm actually, in fact, while we're on the topic of this, I'm gonna put up a screenshot of what the artwork looks like for our audience that doesn't know. So I'll have it there, and I'll have the EP version of it. So I'll have it side by side.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm pretty sure our audience can see, that's watching this video, can see the cover art for your Zero EP and single. So I'm gonna have it up there.
Nice.
So now everyone can totally see it now. So now kind of going back to Zero, right? The concept of it, the art of it. Let's actually dive deep. Let's actually dive deep into kind of like the first song called Zero, right? Let's talk about the EP
Zero,
first.
yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about the EP. So the first track is Zero, right? So what was your inspiration behind making Zero?
Behind Zero.
Yes, your first track of the EP.
So it was like I wanted to do something that sounded peaceful, but not really peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do something that sounded calming, but a little energetic as well, like
Mm-hmm.
inspiring in a way.
Yeah.
And I was like, on the time I was doing some beats
Mm-hmm.
and just working with some like electronic stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, let me see if I can do this with all electronic
Mm-hmm.
instruments.
Okay.
And I was like, let's go. And I just started to put some piano and some guitars, everything electronic, like on Zero,
Mm-hmm.
the EP track. I everything electronic, and just playing with this idea and making some kind of feel good, but feel a little bit melancholic as well.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
This kind of instrumental, and yeah, that was the conception of Zero. I,
You know
I
what? Honestly,
guess.
I had to add to it. But when I first listened to Zero, I actually really enjoyed it quite a bit. I think it really left a really good impression of what's to come. When I first listened to it, I actually really enjoyed kind of the subtlety of it, and also very. It's almost like you kind of described it. It's subtle enough, but it's not background enough to not be noticeable. I think that's the best way I
Yeah,
can describe it, and I think
yeah.
you did a really good
Like
job with that.
it's kind of that chill music, but it's not really for you to chill while listening.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe driving. It definitely is music for driving
Mm-hmm.
around. Like, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, and I think it's definitely a great track. You know what? To kind of like add more fuel to the fire, as one will say, I'm gonna actually, if with your permission, I'm gonna actually play a preview, a snap preview for our audience to listen to what Zero sounds like. So let's have it playing
Please.
right now, 20, 30 seconds, and let's start right now. All right, this is the. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the little sneak preview with the permission of the artist. I did not steal, okay? I did not just went to YouTube and YouTube ripped that stuff, all right? I actually have the actual songs that Andre allowed me to use for this segment of our interview. So that's pretty much Zero. I hope you guys enjoyed what you were able to listen to. If you guys want to listen more, hear the whole song in its entirety, go to Andre's channel, which is at the very bottom, or in the links description below, or you can hit up your favorite music platform to check out Zero, the song Zero. That's why, if you're wondering why these little things just randomly appeared, well, that's my time to add it in. But anyways, let's talk about Waves. So what came in your mind discovering the song? Because I noticed the song was kind of very interesting. It's a very, very unique song. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It sounds like noise rock, but it's not noise rock. Is it noise music? Like, how do you classify this song?
Sound waves and sea waves. Like here from where I live,
Yeah.
you can hear the sound of the sea,
Mm-hmm.
and I recorded it like in my phone.
Oh, that's what it was?
And it's
Is that
and it
is that the
kinda-
inspiration?
and and then I destroyed completely this sound. And yeah, this sound is everywhere on that track.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, I thought you just injected some sort of white noise. That's actually
Yeah, the white noise is the sea.
that's crazy. I
literally.
actually thought it was just like normal white noise. That's cool. See, this is one thing you never like when you hear sounds. That's a cool thing about music, right? Like, a lot of people don't understand how much layers or intricate things you put into making something sound a certain way,
Yeah.
or you like we all neglect kind of like the little interesting facts and bits about like sound in general, right? Because like we think it's like it's all the time it's like this high polished audio track, but not all the time. There's always a little interesting, unique stuff you add into it. So I was really fascinated when you told me it's a bunch of sea wave noises that you're recording. Like, wow, I opened my eyes. Totally right there. Well, let's actually talk about the next song, Challenger. This song sounds like straight off of like some sort of boxing movie. It just sounds like, yo, next round, man, we're going to have a fighting match. Who's going to win? Challenger 1, Challenger 2, you know? What inspired you? Like, why? Okay, first off, let's start with why is it called Challenger and what inspired you to write Challenger?
But yeah, no, like I'm the challenger. I'm the fucking challenger. I'm challenging you right now.
Really?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go, guys. Are you ready for the fight? Well, I hope you guys are. But, you know, again, just check out the track itself and kind of get a feel for yourself. I feel like like one thing about this whole EP is the biggest, most important part is really just sitting there and just listening to it. I think it does a lot of saying. Then, you know, I can describe to you what it sounds like, but I feel like it's definitely more immersive when you're actually just listening to it because you feel the different emotions and kind of what you're going for. I do notice like you do have another song like with Easy, DYKW and Wizard. I believe you told me that this was all kind of in one era during your life that you wrote all three of them, or did I get that wrong, the order? Or was
it was no, actually Easy was like close to a road that close to Zero and Waves and Challenger. Like those four, they were like on the same time around 2022.
Yeah.
And DY.
Uh-oh.
Even I don't know.
Even the writer doesn't know. Oh, there you go, guys. There you go.
Yeah, just that song. Yeah, that's that one. And Wizard, they were like made very much like earlier this year.
Oh, that's crazy.
So those, like as I was saying, I got some old stuff that I just got here on my notebook, and I was like, okay, I can use those stuff, and I used them for a lot of things. And I also kind of made new stuff from that things that I just got like a snippet of something and made entirely different things.
Yeah,
this is what is like Wizard and the other track.
Yeah, because I did. I cannot believe you don't even remember the name. That's great. Coming from the guy that actually wrote this. But it's great, though. It's okay. It's okay. We forgive. We make mistakes. I think that's just what it is. But anyways, like, yeah, honestly, I remember listening to...
I guess we can call it die-call. Like, it's easier.
You know what? Sure, let's call it die-call. So, I mean, like, those tracks are actually pretty good. I remember having, you know, off-call a conversation with you about kind of how you felt about, I guess, those... like with Easy, Daika and Wizards, there's a little bit of like you're like, oh, it doesn't sound quite as how you hoped it to be. I remembered.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Can you explain to our audience like what made it hard? Like why were you not happy with these tracks in general?
So mixing, I mix like shit.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's it. And I was like, fuck, this sounds like shit. But yeah, like it is what it is. I'm gonna make it sound better. Sometimes the point of the song as an artwork, let me say, like isn't to really fit into. Like I gotta be honest, I didn't do Die Call to really be pleasant. Like it is a strange song. It is a song that bothers me, and like that's the point of it. And Wizard kind of the same. Like it, I don't want it to sound clean. I don't want it to sound fresh and polished. I want it to sound like dirty and mushy and yeah.
No, I think you accomplished what you want. You set out for the vision of those songs. I always think to myself when I hear something, I'm like, is this a artistic choice or is this a production mistake? And people need to understand that even though it sounds like a mistake, it's not always meant to be a mistake. It might be intentional.
Yeah, not always.
Yeah, it could be
Most of the
artistic.
time it is, like in my case.
Yeah. Shoot, right? No.
But the thing is, I like to use my mistakes, right? So I make a lot of mistakes all the time. Don't let me start on this. But yeah, the thing is, those mistakes I made while recording or producing or processing the sound or tweaking the sound or whatever.
Mhm.
A lot of the times I just like, okay, this is a mistake, but when I'm really like bothered with one of them and I'm like trying to fix it and I'm just like, fuck, this is getting me crazy,
Mhm.
I just like, let me zoom out and I take some time and then I go back to it, but I don't really go back to it.
Mhm.
I go back to the song as a whole. And a lot of the times I'm finding out that a lot of mistakes work,
Yes.
musically speaking.
Mhm.
Like a lot of mistakes make your music sound more human
Yes.
and make it sound more organic and make it sound more interesting, maybe.
Absolutely.
So I'm kind of trying to use this. So Wizard, for example, is my way of like telling to myself that I can make mistakes
Mhm.
because it is all over the place. Like it is everything you shouldn't do while mixing.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do everything I shouldn't do in this. And yeah, that's it.
Absolutely. I mean, like, I think, like, I really like how kind of you talked about the mistakes is not always necessarily wrong, but they can actually make a music sound more, give it more life. The work that goes behind making music to it becoming an actual audible, listenable, tangible piece of music is actually a lot more than kind of what people think it as. Is like, oh yeah, you can just easily throw in a bunch of sounds and make it work. But in actual reality, there's quite a lot of work that goes behind it. The thought process, from the design of it to the intentions behind certain decisions you make, to production decisions you make, limitations of equipment sometimes. Maybe, you want to record something and you're not able to do that. I mean, those are the real life situations and problems that many musicians, including yourself, have to face in a day-to-day basis. But you know what? Anyways,
Yeah.
I do want to share another song with one of our audiences. I'm going to share the song Challenger. All right, we're going to play Challenger and let you take a listen to it. All right, I hope you guys enjoy the song Challenger. Honestly, if I were to tell you something, I liked all of these songs equally, but then I feel like for myself, I feel like the last half of this, I guess EP, because we're talking about the EP. It's actually, I feel like it's the most memorable for me because it had a lot of great different types of moods and feel to the music, especially with, your your PC demo, your VC demo, PS
Yeah.
demo. Sorry, my apologies.
Those are some special
Those
ones.
songs kind of add a little bit extra layer of dimension. It's like, wow, it's like you think it's over, but no, it just keeps offering more and more. Let's actually talk about kind of the conception or kind of how you came up with, like, out of the last 3 songs for this whole EP,
Yeah.
why are those 2 listed differently, especially with PS demo and VC demo? Why are they different from the rest of this
Short
EP?
answer, because they had lyrics. But
No.
I'm gonna release them with lyrics as well. Like
Oh.
VC. It will be out on June 5th.
There you go, guys. There you go, guys. Keep it marked in your calendar, or reminder, or just even go to Spotify and like and follow Andre, and you can get
Yeah.
notified with this latest release. I think I'm gonna go do that myself too. I'm gonna have to mark my calendar to remind
Please.
myself. All right, so like going back to these songs, right? Why they're called demos, and you have lyrics behind them. Like, is there a kind of a special meaning behind kind of why you abbreviated them instead of writing like a name, like for example, like peanut butter, or like like a proper song name
I
title?
don't-
Like, why is it abbreviated into
To be
initials?
honest, I didn't really thought too much about it. I was just like, okay, because actually PS is it's called Peças Soltas. It is a full name, so I was like just Peças Soltas and PS. And VC is Você, which abbreviated here in Brazil. We also like Você é a palavra. I'm mixing Portuguese with English here. Wait.
No, don't worry. I'll have a translation on the screen for our audience right now.
The thing is, Peças Soltas is a song, right?
Yeah. All right, I'll have it on
It
the
is.
screen right now for those
It
who
is
don't know.
It is the PS one, Peças Soltas.
Makes sense.
And VC is called Você.
Mm-hmm.
Você is the word you.
You.
But here, like, how you all, like, you abbreviate you just with an U,
Yeah,
right?
it's the letter U. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true. True. Yeah.
Yeah, we do that with Você. We do VC.
Actually, that kind of makes sense because, like, why you won't want to list it that way. It's almost like abbreviated version of the actual full word.
Yeah, they are exactly this. Like, they are pre-work, like
Mhm.
demo work.
Mm-hmm. Why did you? Okay, for example, like especially with PS, right? That means or sorry, let's see if I can remember this. So is it VC? That's you, right? That's the
Yeah,
definition of
VC
you.
is you. Yeah.
Okay, so for why did you named it you? Like it was like the song talking about yourself, or was this kind of
Because
like what was it alluding to?
the song is about you. Whoever you are. Maybe you is me, maybe you is my ego, maybe you is a friend, and maybe you can be a lot of people, to be honest, but yeah. It's for you, so yeah.
So it's almost okay. So if you say it that way, right? So it's kind of like almost like a reflection of yourself. It's kind of the premise of the
Yeah,
song or the idea.
in a way.
Okay.
It has no lyrics yet.
Yet.
It will have on June 5th.
Yes, there you go, guys. So keep that in track in mind. If you want to know what it means, first question: is this going to be in Portuguese or
Yeah.
English? Oh wow! Now we got some translations that we need. I have to throw on some Google Translate. Here we go.
I'm not gonna translate it for you. Like,
No, absolutely.
You do your work.
Yeah,
You get
we-
whatever you want.
yeah, exactly. We will do the work. I mean, like, come on. I mean, like, we live in the time and age where we can Google Translate. We'll at least know a little bit of what something means, right? Honestly, I listen to every time I cycle through the whole entirety of the EP. It's almost like, yes, we're going back to BC demo. We're going back to it.
Yeah.
It has the grooves. It has the emotions. It has the impact. I really loved it, and I kind of want to talk more about kind of what was through your head through it. Now we know what it means roughly. What
Yeah.
went through your head in the creation of this song?
Anger. That's it.
Just anger? I did not feel any
Yeah.
anger. I just felt like, yo, let's
But
go.
yeah.
You know, let's go. Let's go.
I'm moved by anger. It fuels me. So yeah.
It's like a motivational type of emotion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a motivational song. Like, you know, when people are like going to the gym and they need to listen to
Some pop-up music.
things that get, yeah, like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
throw some fists.
Uh-huh.
You know? That's the vibe
You know,
I was getting.
you know what?
when
Let's see
doing
see
DC.
how our audience feels, all right? So for those of you that's watching right now, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See how you feel. Right now we're going to actually preview VC demo. Let's see if it actually inlects or pretty much invigorates you to be angry, all right? Let's see. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed VC demo, and that's pretty much the last song for this Zero EP.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Like, honestly, this EP, like, just going back to my personal experience with it, is just, it looks a lot of emotion. Just because, like, there's moments where you're like, okay, yeah, it's quite nice and chilling, and then other ones it's a little disturbing, especially with some noises. You're like, bro, is that like my house right now? Is it like on fire? Who knows? And then we we've summarized and wrapped this all up in a beautiful bundle with VC demo, where it's like, it's really rocking riffs. I like it. It brings up to me, it's kind of like the perfect pump energy type of song, you know, hitting the gym, as you said.
It did things for me in this way in my personal life.
Mhm.
That song,
Absolutely.
like things that were stuck, and I was like, okay, this song, like reflecting about it and listening to it, and I was like, fuck, what am I doing, you know? And I was like, okay, I need to do this. I need to really, yeah, that song is really, really, really special.
That's great, because it really showcases you to not doubt yourself. I think that's an important takeaway for most of us, even like in our daily lives. Doesn't have to always be music, but it's just in our daily lives. Like, sometimes we just have to just do
whatever
things
it is.
and take it head on. Like, don't worry too much about it, because, you know, as the saying goes, as bad as things can go south, you know, you're gonna reach a point where it comes back up again and normalize again. That's just how life is. And I think with your songs and with this EP and with kind of what you've built up to now, will leave some sort of legacy. And I think the most important part is just knowing that everything you attempt beyond this point is just making you better and better. But anyways, I hope that this interview was a great insight for you guys to dig the mind and open the mind of Andre.
I hope it as well. I hope you all enjoy it, and I hope you, Derek, have enjoyed it.
And honestly, I'm very happy to have you on, and it's
Yeah,
always
I
a
know.
It's always a pleasure to kind of talk about your music and kind of showcasing what you are capable of in the world of music. So once again, for those of you out there watching this all the way, thank you for watching this whole interview. If you want to know more of Andre, my guest here,
Yeah, Zero is on everywhere, like Spotify, Tidal, Deezer, iTunes, YouTube, Bandcamp, everywhere. It is there.
Yes, absolutely.
The EP is there, and the single as well. There are some lyrics in the single because like
Oh.
PS and VC were the only ones with lyrics, but I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do some lyrics for Zero as well. So I did it. It is in Portuguese, but it is on Spotify as well. It is on Deezer. It is everywhere.
Yeah.
You can just search for it. On me, Zero, and you'll find it.
Absolutely. And I'm going to just add a little bit more, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Please check out Andre's works. And if you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my videos about mixing and my reacts. Yeah, and we'll see you guys soon, I guess. Well, bye, guys.
Bye bye.